Welcome back to the Daily Rundown with me, Dan Morfitt, and my guests, Tosh and AJ Hill. It's time for our next story now, which is all about Katie Hopkins. Please do not turn off, please. She has a new job on LBC, the national talk radio station that prides itself on leading Britain's conversation. She'll be taking over Sunday mornings between 10 and 12 noon. What a lovely way to wake up. To quote her own Twitter account, good news for lefties, vegans, the overweight, migrants and welfare claimants. The main question is, AJ, will you be listening?
No, I won't be listening, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. We do need, you know, a spectrum of voices in the media, and Katie Hopkins is obviously one of those spectrums.
Well, some people would say that the colour black is not part of the spectrum whatsoever, and she's dark.
She's dark. She's very dark. To my mind, what Katie Hopkins is effectively, she is the junk lady from the movie Labyrinth. Now, in the movie The Labyrinth, what the junk lady's there to do is she basically tries to dissuade Sarah from focusing on the important things that she needs to focus on by piling her with junk and making her forget what is important. And I think that's essentially what Katie Hopkins is. She's just like, and piles junk on people, and they forget the important things and get fixated by little nuggets of information and things that aren't relevant to what's actually happening in the world.
I have now got the image, though, of Jareth in those grey leggings.
Yeah.
Drew?
Well, I don't particularly want to give her the auction of publicity, because that's why she exists. She exists because we talk about her. I mean, the woman's diarrhea in human form, and it's just, it comes out of every orifice for that woman. She's just deliberately provocative and controversial to make money.
But surely that would then make quite good radio, because people are going to tune in, not because they necessarily agree with her, but because they disagree with her. And
no, they'll only tune in to have a go and be appalling and just then sink to her level. It's a ridiculous idea. Clearly LBC are desperate to get publicity, because apparently they've also booked Andrew Castle, who's also one of the most annoyingly opinionated voiceover guys in sport I've ever come across. There's a big We Hate Andrew Castle campaign in Scotland, because he always talks at Wimbledon of, it'll always be Henman Hill to me, when it's when it's sort of now Murray Mount, because he actually won it, whereas Tim Hemming sort of didn't. But it's nonsense. She's an abhorrent woman and shouldn't be allowed to exist in any form in the media.
Well,
but
I believe in free speech. I do. So I do believe that people should be able to have a voice. And let's not forget,
it's not a genuine voice, though. It's just there to be controversial to make money.
But
she doesn't have any beliefs.
Let's not forget that she has been given platforms before. She used to have a television show.
yeah, that bombed.
Yeah, it did bomb. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So
we've actually got more viewers than that show.
Yeah, 69,000 viewers she had, folks. So 69,000.
We've got 69,001, I think.
Well, there you go. But I'm saying that basically, if you give these people the chance to burn, they will burn themselves out. So it's fine. Let her have a moment in the spotlight.
She is, though, coming back from some major surgery at the moment. She's had some major brain surgery.
Well, if someone else was happening to it and she was talking about it, she'd say some crass, ugly, insidious remark like, well, maybe they've found a brain in there finally. So, that's what she would say about somebody else, so that we can't have sympathy for her in return.
The thing I'm thinking, though,
unless it was a lobotomy.
As you say, it is, she is a self-publicising person. Maybe she would actually, for want of a better phrase, get off on what you're saying, because that vitriol for her
she feeds
is what fuels her.
And that's why I've become either enough to talk about her, really. But
it's what pays the bills as well for her, at the end of the day.
I mean,
shameful, really.
Let's face it, she was just a reality TV show contestant. That's essentially what she was. We can try and big up The Apprentice all you want, but all it is it's no different to Big Brother and Jade Goody. That's all she is.
She's also done Big Brother.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go then.
And the jungle.
And the jungle.
And the jungle. So,
and there was those wonderful pictures of her having relations in a field.
Yes.
She's got a very nice back. Well done to her.
That's the best side of her. I'd like to see the back of her completely.
Donald Trump called her a respected UK journalist. So Donald Trump referred to her as a respected UK journalist, and essentially what she is, she's not a respected journalist at all. She's just a reality TV show contestant and Z-list celebrity. She's even further down the rung than me. So, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I'll go there because, just give her air, let her have a voice in her opinions, and the rational people in the country can give their own opinions back. And
I just think it's a shame that it's not going to be her and, say, Piers Morgan as the new Richard and Judy. Wouldn't that be nice?
I just think at 10 o'clock this Sunday, there'll be this sort of massive great stint of, and everyone's turning their radios off.
No, but as you said, I think there'll be a lot of people wanting to just phone in to just have an argument with her, to be perfectly honest.
And you've given out her start time again this Sunday on LBC.
I would know where to find it on the dial anyway.
Right, let's move on to our next story because we can't talk about Katie Hopkins all night. Not that we'd want to. Now, the sleeping Spanish could be saying adios to their siestas. The Spanish Prime Minister, Mariano Rajoy, wants to scrap the unofficial 3-hour midday break and make the working day end at 6 p.m. And on average, a Spaniard starts work at 10 a.m. in the morning. Now, the move would supposedly help raise the quality of life, raise the low birth rate, increase productivity, and possibly reduce marriage breakdowns. The PM also wants to be in the same time zone as London, before the Spanish general election happening in June. So, siestas, sí, or, come on, a weekday nap? We should be so lucky. Drew, would you like a nap in the afternoon?
I'd quite like one now. I'm at that funny age, really.
I thought the show that bad tonight that you want a nap in the middle of it.
No, I think it's a great plan that they have there to have a siesta. I mean, obviously theirs is born out of the fact it's so hot in the middle of the day, you're not productive anyway. But I mean, saying that it's affecting a low birth rate, we're overpopulated as it is anyway, so I don't see that as being a negative thing. But I think it's great to break up the day. You know, there's this whole thing about living to work or working to live, and we just get it wrong over here. And America do too. I'm almost astounded by how many hours Americans work and how few holidays they get. And they are a very productive nation, but, you know, it's not the be-all and end-all of everything.
They do have this big break, this big siesta, so they have a long lunch, a little bit of a nap, then they get back to work.
It is lovely, fantastic. Though. I mean, I've been out there. It's nice to be in Spain, and where everything shuts down and it does go quiet, and you can just take a stroll and reflect in the sunshine. What's wrong with that? I think it's a wonderful, lovely thing to do, you know? Here, I only get a half-hour lunch myself during the day, and I usually actually do try and take a quick nap, because why not? I like my sleep.
Wow.
So you just...
Do you have like one of those ostrich pillows, how you can just sleep on your desk?
Well, I keep telling my company to install, you know, corporate hammocks, but they won't do that. So I just have to sneak off to a quiet corner of the disabled toilets. But just lock yourself in. No one disturbs you.
You sleep in the toilets at work?
Why not?
What if someone actually needs to use that facility?
Well, there's other disabled toilets.
Right, okay.
And I'm only in there for 20 minutes. So.
And if you do use the disabled toilet, which would be wrong, but if you do, it's normally got a padded pillow.
I've got a limp, so I've actually got a condition which I can use as my excuse.
But, you know, on hard economic grounds, the Spanish work longer hours than the Germans, but are about 2/3 as productive as their Teutonic cousins.
There's nothing wrong with that. They're just enjoying, they're laid back, enjoying their life, but style a bit more.
So are you against then the Spanish Prime Minister saying, right, we're going to scrap it, we're going to become more European, we're going to take away this decade, 100-odd-year-old history of having a siesta in the hot midday sun?
Well, I'm not sure they'll be able to actually make it happen, because I mean, I've lived and worked in Ibiza and Spain in the past, and it's a big part of the day, and I don't think anybody would actually adhere to it, even if you tried to.
If you were working in Ibiza, what time did you go to sleep?
Well, it's a different clock. It's a whole different way of spending your day, and I think over there they pitch it about right. You know,
they have the dinner at like 10 o'clock at night, and I think it's actually lovely. I've seen them, they're outside together as a group of people having a collective meal, whereas I don't know about you folks, but I'm just rushing around when I'm eating, so I just like grab something from Tesco's or cook something very quickly at home, whereas they actually sit as a group and actually have a communal meal, which is a lovely thing to see people doing when I'm out there and seeing these people do that kind of thing. It's a lovely thing that I believe that as a society we've lost with our rush around.
But isn't this old way of life gone? We don't need to have a break in the hot midday sun because we've got air conditioning.
Well, not over here because it's
not over here. But in Spain they've got air conditioning.
I don't think it would work in Stockport.
But the thing
Stockport, Sevilla, the same thing.
Well, they begin with an S.
The thing is though that the Prime Minister says he wants to have a more punctual society as well. Now, to my mind,
Spain never.
Yeah, but the thing is, to my mind, mañana. But to my mind, it's hideous. Like the idea that you have to be somewhere on the dot, and if you're not somewhere on the dot, you're in trouble. It's like I'm not an automaton, and I believe that Spanish people should fight against them saying, right, if you're not here to the second, to the minute, then you're going to be in trouble at work. Because it's just waste time, it's bureaucratic nonsense.
This is one of the problems of the economy of the pigs. And when I say pigs, I mean Portugal, Italy, Greece and Spain. That they have got this sort of lax attitude, let's just relax at lunch, and therefore nothing gets done. If I had the option of having a 3 o'clock nap in the afternoon, I'd go back to work in the afternoon just want to get home and watch Pointless.
I suppose so, but again, what you're saying is right. If you're in that kind of climate, it just changes your whole. That's why people go abroad for holidays.
Yeah, but when it gets to 17 degrees over here, it's Maftin.
It's not the same, is it? It's not. I can't imagine taking a siesta outside under a brolly, and you need a blanket and a hot water bottle over here to do all that anyway. But no, I think there's too much emphasis on trying to. This thing about the imbalance, working to live, living to work. Just we need to chill out a bit more, and they've got it right. We've got it wrong.
Yeah, I suppose it helps as well lounging around for a nap when I know the former King of Spain, Siesta, is also on the Mossack Fonseca money list. So if you can afford to laze around in the afternoon,
it's not about affording to, is it? Because it's part of their culture. So it's not about it's the rich and the poor. And I think the idea of actually being able to enjoy a part of the day is a lovely thing, because we don't get to enjoy our days over here during the winter hours in the UK. I go to work in the morning, I leave work at night, and it's dark when I get there. It's dark when I leave, so I don't get to enjoy any part of. I don't get any vitamin D at all.
That's the thing. They may be less productive, but I bet they're happier.
Yeah, and surely happiness is something that our government are trying to quantify. So maybe we can actually take some tips from the Spanish rather than the other way around.
The worst thing is, as a host, I have to sort of try and play devil's advocate, and I can go, "What about the money? Think about the money." But in this instance, I don't care. I want a siesta now.
None of us have any anyway. The government's taking it all, so we don't have to worry about money anymore.
I just feel sorry for the Spanish now. That's what your Prime Minister wants you to have. Right, time for another break now, but when we come back, the junior doctors' disputes goes to court, and migrant movements back to Turkey. More Daily Rundown after the ads.